Seven Moons is a very visual novel. And are there have the rights to the book being sold to a studio? Is there reading it was I just couldn't. I mean, I can't express in words. Two-parter question. Question two is in the Seven Moons overlap. I don't know. You also sort of entered. I'd like to know. I mean, you've spoken about it, you've written about it, but I'd like to know from you straight from the horse's mouth your thoughts on one of your literary heroes and someone that I look up to, Kurt Vonnegut, because there are a lot of I see slaughterhouse-five sort of homages in Seven Moons as well. So I'd like to know your thoughts on if there's a movie coming out and your thoughts on Kurt Vonnegut.
So the film conversation, and I'm sure you have been through it, it's depressing because they've been talking about a Chinese movie for 10 years. And you get into, and there's a lot of big talkers in this space. Oh, so and so from Netflix knows you. Will Smith is reading your book, and yeah, you should get a slap or an offer, and all this stuff. And I just get so. The answer to the question is yes, there is interest in a film, but until the cameras start rolling, even then I won't get excited. I think until the thing is done, let's celebrate.
And then you can see it and not get excited again.
Yeah, so there's that. So many hurdles. That's why writing a novel is so much. It's just it's your name on the cover. You deal with editors and publishers, but yeah, you don't need a budget or anything. So there are talk for both books, and I don't want to say much, but if the fantasy works out, there could be a decent film. But again, different approach. It could be, is it animation, is it live action, do we get a South Asian film crew? So there's a lot of unanswered questions there, but let's hope so. Second part was Kurt Vonnegut. Yeah. So I from Chinaman, Kurt Vonnegut was a big influence because I was constantly trying to capture this kind of curmudgeonly old man, drunken uncle voice, and yeah, so I think at that time I was reading Slaughterhouse-Five, Cat's Cradle, Mother Night, I think. But for Seven Moons, I was reading his latter-day stuff, which not necessarily a Bluebeard, Galapagos, which I think is one of his underrated masterpieces, Hocus Pocus. And I think with each one, what I borrow from him is this ability, because what is Kurt Vonnegut or Douglas Adams for talking about how the universe is indifferent and meaningless and cruel, and we are just a bunch of barbarian monkeys who can do a bit of math and have a language, but we are destroying ourselves and each other. And it should be a depressing book, but it's a hilarious, most of his work is hilarious, and it's got that doomsday humor to it. So I think it's always healthy to. Also, I think part of you read the thing that you aspire to write like. So I just got one more Kurt Vonnegut book to read before I'm done. Play a Piano, the first one, I haven't read that, so I'm savoring that for next year, and then I'll probably read them all again. But I think, yeah, when you find a writer who kind of syncs with what you would like to express, yeah, you hold them tight and keep delivering them. So yeah, that's the case with